This is Clix on the Barbie. Join us as we talk about Clix in Australia, current heroclix happenings, and a dash of meta. Welcome to Clix on the Barbie, episode 7. I'm Ben Jones, and with me tonight I have Rafael Souza.
Rafael.
Yes, that's me.
Rafael.
Chris Rizzi.
Hello.
And lastly, Bobby Kriesman.
Good evening.
In this episode, we're going to be talking about our 3 questions too many, look at a power tier ranking, and talk about 10 polls, and do a good, the bad, and the ugly. So as we get underway, we'll also talk a bit about clicks that we've played over the week. So let's get underway. What have people been playing this week? What games have you had an opportunity to play? Raf, let's go to you and see, what have you been playing?
Okay. I had the chance to play, since we last spoke, I think I had the chance to play 3 games. I played 2 of the Unmeta League games. Played Darren, played Daniel yesterday. And it was, let's say, surprisingly fun. Because what we are playing, the Unmeta League, it's like Wonder Woman, right? Wonder Woman.
Yeah, it's Wonder Woman. One super rare, no chases, no common Superman or Zeus. Right?
Yes, right. So, yes, what happened is that this super rare that I chose was Felix Falls, and Daniel chose the same. So, can you imagine? Like, it was like a crazy game where. So I think that there were like 4 Gigantas in the board, 2 Felix Falls, and it was just like. Okay, instead of saying like I'm gonna probe that, it was like I'm gonna try to probe, and then there was like all the Felix Falls stuff. I'm gonna try to outwit. I'm gonna try to. So and we ended up like rolling 6s like both ways, and then taking damage, like the after resolutions damage from Felix. And the game was just basically we both in the middle of the board just punching each other in the face and Gigantas retaliating like crazy. I think I got a little bit more lucky because I was able to outwit Felix Falls super senses and hit him a lot because his senses was out. So and then I punched him to the death, and his Felix was gone. And then he was going to take out my Giganta, and I rolled like a 6 on that super senses that the Wonder Woman teen ability, and she was safe. So it was like, come on, that's rough, you know. Like when you're gonna kill a Giganta at like 100 points, I think, or something like this, and I rolled the senses at 6. He was like, okay, that's basically game. And yeah, it was really fun. And I also had a chance to play like a meta game against Terry on the weekend. I'm not sure if you guys had the chance to play against like Secret 6, but it's really, really hard to play around that stuff. Like
second.
Yeah,
but if they go first.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like we are trying to play. You said, okay, Terry, you go first, right? So let's see if I can do something. He was playing only as a first player, and there's nothing I can do to kind of like beat that team. Like I tried everything. I don't know what to do anymore. So I was like, yeah, okay. Like if I go first, I win. If you go first, you win. So it's like yeah, just. Is it like the real, the state of the games is basically like this, you know, like if you go first you win, if you don't go first you lose. So I don't know.
Secret 6, I think it's very close to that.
Very close to that, right?
But going second, they're not nearly as good. But going first, if you manage to get first, they're good.
Yeah. So I ended up like even posting this question on the Rock channel here. It's like might be interesting to see like statistics on a big event, like how much percent of the people that is going first are winning. It's like 80-90%, that if you go first you win the game. So it's kind of like, I don't know, boring, or say there's nothing I can do basically, to do against it. Huh?
You have to start playing Prisoner of Planet Doom, at least, then you'll have that chance to.
But it's still a chance, right? So
yeah, but it's like a 2 out of 3 chance.
Okay, so, might be.
Even if you come second, that's something to start to look into if you want to look in a direction to go for a team like that. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just a little bit sad that the game went this way. Like the actual meta is going this way, because my team has like barrier, and then I can protect myself. But Secret Six just like send Sky Tyrants, and that's what I'm doing, because I also have like Sky Tyrants on my team. It's not Secret Six, like I'm using Doom and Sky Tyrants as well, but who goes first, sends Sky Tyrant, do a lot of damage in the starting area, and goes back like 12 squares, and TK Sky Tyrant back, so to starting area.
Yeah, and so maybe it's that strategy of I just can't keep everyone together, spread everyone out. It makes it a lot harder for them to do all that damage, and you've got to come up with another strategy for it, and I think that's probably the thing that we continue to look at.
I have tried that, and then what he did was he got one Scarab, TK object forward, auto hit Dark Phoenix Impervious, and shoot for one damage, kill a Dark Phoenix with an object from my starting area. So he didn't even move from the starting area, killed my Dark Phoenix, and he was safe over there. So after that, I was like, okay, like you didn't even move and you killed my Dark Phoenix, right? So, okay.
Yeah.
I think, well, like, so I mean, and then like listen to the last couple episodes of Critical Clix, because Hellfire Club Guard will help out with that if you really want to keep Dark Phoenix alive. It essentially gives anybody Mastermind for 20, 25 points, whatever it is. That one's a good option. The Latveria map, where you get the peasants that give it Mastermind.
But you have to win map, right? Then you go first.
Right. Well, and I kind of like, Scott Crampton was talking about putting Batman Prime on the build, basically, or like you can do Bishop, and like if you do Bishop, theoretically, Scarab doesn't work, right?
It's potentially true, but instead of sending Scarab, you send Sky Tyrant. So
right, valid.
It's like you either decide to take a punch on your face, or
you decide who's gonna die. Right?
Yeah, exactly. It's basically like this. So it's just a bit like I was trying to, and then I went back to the board and said, okay, let me try to build something, but I'm not very good about building teams, so I'm just gonna wait for someone to do something and I'll copy that. So
yeah, I'll send through what I threw together, Raph, but I mean, I don't know how well it would do versus Secret Six. It did really well versus kind of the Justice League, Atom, Micron, Wonder Woman build that Daniel rolled with.
Yeah. Okay, that's me. A lot of me.
Bobby, what about you? Have you got any games in?
So I've only gotten in just because time, work, and church and everything else, right? And kids, they had so many events. I got in 2 over the last 2 weeks. Week before last was the Unmeta League with Daniel. Our game was essentially very much like Raph's, because I'm running Felix Faust as well. And Daniel's playing Felix, so there was so much Fausting of Faust that it was just insane. And it was like, it went to time. It was a blast. It was a super fun game to play. but it was horribly, horribly unpredictable. Like there were, people making the Wonder Woman super senses rollouts. There were Faust, turning off stuff. Faust turning off stuff on Faust. There were, both of us got pinged with the one penetrating after trying to use an ability once. And like it actually ended up, he was playing, it's not to give anybody an advantage if you guys are playing him in the league. But he's running full points, uncommon Giganta. So like, I ended up with my battleground Star Sapphire versus his 100-point Giganta, and I had to like. He ended up winning. He ended up getting 300 points to 200 points, basically because I couldn't hit a 7 twice. Like I rolled a 5 twice on 2 attacks with Star Sapphire, and just cursed the roll 20 dice. So, but it was a spectacular game. That one was a whole lot of fun. So,
And I think that was part of what we were looking for as well, a bit of fun after.
Absolutely.
So
I don't like the Unmeta League for you, because it gives you a chance to try trash out, right? Like
yeah.
Faust is now officially going on like every build I make for the rest of the time, because he's ridiculous how well, and like he just forces your opponent to make uncomfortable decisions, right? Because we all love using, and and I feel like perplex, especially now that you can't perplex damage, it's got less value to it. But outwit and prob are still mainstays of the game, right? And with Faust anywhere near you, you have to think twice or even 3 times about, well, do I really want to try to outwit that, or do I really want to? And if and you can lose theme team probs on it, right? You've only got 3 of them, so if you don't have a main source of prob, then and Faust manages to eat 1 or 2 of your theme team probs, life just sucks.
Yeah.
Right? So, anyways, that one was really fun. Yeah. And then I played and I just kind of threw a lot of good pieces on a non-theme build, and I ran that last week against Daniel. Daniel was playing the one version of the Justice League, double Atom, Micron, Green Lantern, shifting focus Wonder Woman, plus whatever else in Justice League, right? To make up points build, which, basically that one is turn 2, it's in your starting area. You're getting attacked by Atom, Micron, and you're getting double incapped by Wonder Woman. So this is a ridiculously aggressive team, which generally
ridiculously boring.
Yeah, listen to you, because you prefer the Flash version. Is that what you're saying? I mean, well, to be fair, like the matches really are kind of decided fairly early, because I mean, if Wonder Woman goes off and if he manages to sink the Atom and Micron attacks, then it's there's usually not much there's not much that can survive the double Atom Micron attacks plus getting double incapped, right? So
what helped me against that team was like having Doom that only gives 3 actions.
Doom's good.
So he was like,
Molecule Man.
Yeah.
Molecule Man helps out a lot because Molecule Man.
True.
Like, and I ran just a kind of good stuff type build with Dark Phoenix, Commissioner, Faust, Sky Tyrant, Molecule Man, Giganta Oz, and then Prime Giganta. So, like, Phoenix, of course, died turn 2 as Phoenix
always
does, right?
as always. Everyone targets Dark Phoenix. Everyone targets Dark Phoenix.
Absolutely. And he took out Sky Tyrant turn 2, which was also exceptionally wise, right? As you should. His 3rd attack missed because of Faust, which was so good. Faust is just so good. And then, believe it or not, I was actually able to turn the game around. Commissioner, like rookie from Commissioner, is just insane. He's and the outwits off of Commissioner and Molecule Man helped out. And then the retaliations off, and then the outwit off Prime Giganta, and then the retal off of Common Giganta plus Prime Giganta. I was actually able to, essentially turn it around, and it went to time. But I ended up winning on points by a bit at time. So I mean, and Adam and Micron are both really, really good. But if you're able to get off the outwits and take out super senses, they kind of go down relatively, not super
Yeah.
painfully, right? So, but I worked out. The Molecule Man is ridiculous. It's the barrier and the smoke cloud and the various options you have.
I always roll one with that stuff.
Yeah, that's okay, because then you just power action to normal barrier, right?
Yes.
Excellent. Well, thanks, Bobby, for sharing that. That's it's good to hear that sort of play and difference in the figures, and certainly that Felix Force is going to come in very handy in the future, I'm sure, for many teams.
So good.
Chris, have you managed to get any play in?
Nope. Another week gone and another week no games. So I think I'm going on 2 months now without playing.
Okay.
We gotta get you playing online, man. That's kind of.
Yeah, I wish I had time for that. Between trying to get ready for a baby and work and building the house, yeah, it's a little tough. I wish.
Yeah, that's cool. For myself, we had our Wonder Woman 80th 300 point sealed on Sunday. We had 7 people turn up for the event, which was great. So we were able to get that underway. And I just judged in the end. So we had 6 players. Because just to give everyone else 3 games, I just feel that's important for them when they come in to play it in the shop, that they get 3 games when we play. And so we opened, I think, 14 boosters. There was a Scarab pulled. There was a Sinestro Indigo Lantern pulled.
Nice.
And a Giganta Prime and a Donna Troy Prime. And I think, and I've got the title character Wonder Woman, so I pulled that. But that was it. So there were 6 boosters left over that have got a few super rares in them, I'm hoping. So I may have to go back in the shop at some stage. Alan won the event, and it was just a really good day. Just a good chance to get back and get playing again. And it's been a hot moment since we've been playing at the shop. So we've had a couple non-start events. So, and in 2 weeks' time we'll have a 500 point for a bit of fun. So that's where we are headed with that gameplay. Personally, I didn't get to play, which was. I do enjoy watching games, and I do enjoy answering questions about the game, so that's okay, supporting the newer players. But I got to play a game last night, and it was just a fun 600 point game, and I was playing Dario Agger and a whole lot of Dreadnoughts. I'm just trying to work out before, I think it was like 10 Dreadnoughts I was playing.
Nice.
Just for some fun with my friend. We just always have sort of a fun game every week, and he was playing a Justice League team with the episode team up card on Hawk Girl, and had all those characters for that. So it was good fun. So interesting things. I grew a great appreciation for great size, because all my Dreadnoughts were giants. So I was just able to keep rolling and going, which was was very nice. And Dario Agger, just the way he can just turn off those team abilities was very helpful, especially when everyone was getting mystics, and then they weren't able to use mystics against me when I got nice and close. So it was a really interesting game. And sorry, that's the end of my sort of play. Cool. Anything else? How's life going? Any other big plans for people at the moment? And, Chris was saying he's still getting things organised at the house and getting ready for a new baby. Everyone else is sort of working from home at the moment.
It's Queensland lockdown, right?
Yep.
So, which I'm hoping it only lasts a couple of days. We'll see. The Delta variant is spectacular.
And Raf, you're working from home?
Working from home and just went back to Final Fantasy 14 online. So I'm playing my MMORPG games that I like. As a friend said today, I think like we were talking about this and he said something. What was the sounds relaxing and time consuming. That's really true. Relaxing and time consuming. I think it's the best definition for a MMORPG game. So yeah, that's basically it. Working a lot and trying to have some fun after work.
Okay, so I think it might be time to move on, unless there's any final words from anyone. Oh, okay.
Nope.
Cool. Right, so let's move on to our next part, which is 3 questions too many. So we've just got some questions for everyone that we'd like everyone to answer this week. And so, I don't know, Chris, did you want to take this? And you want to...
Yeah, I'll start it off. 3 questions too many. So what I'm trying to do with this segment is have 2 HeroClix game kind of questions and then just 1 bonus question that's out there is kind of what I was thinking. So the first question, name a character you would want to give a legacy card to. So yeah, that's the number 1 question. Let's go with Ben. What would be your figure you'd want?
I've spent a bit of time thinking about this. I would really, and certainly there's a couple that I would like. So I'm gonna cheat and take 2, Chris. My first one is the Absorbing Man from the Invincible Iron Man set, the Uru Absorbing Man. I enjoyed playing that back in the day. I think that would be a great one to have back into a modern play for a bit of fun with a bit of maybe point reduction, because I think it was 156 points, I think, if I remember correctly. And yeah, it'd be great fun to have. And the other one that I would like to see is, and I'm a big fan of this, I'm a big fan of this figure and a big fan of the sculpt, is the Calabac sculpt, Calabac from Collateral Damage. It's an older figure, but the sculpt is great, where he's holding the door and he's just, yeah. And I think that would be a really great figure to have a legacy card for. Another Apocalypse character, which I would appreciate as well. So yeah, that's nice. My 2.
All right, Raph, what would you say? What figure from the past would you want to bring back into modern with a legacy card?
I will give Terry, that will listen to this podcast, 2 seconds to guess. Terry, which one is this? He knows already. It's Mangog.
I think I knew that too.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Like, if I win something that can make a legacy card, I would tell straight to his kids to a Mangog.
All right, nice.
Did we lose Bobby? Bobby is still around? I think we lost him.
Bobby stepped out to take a call.
Oh yeah, okay. That's fine. Fine. Okay, cool.
Oh, good. He'll be back in a minute.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay, so
yours?
You went with Mango. Is there another one out there that you'd want, or I guess since we're going 2?
Okay, Groot.
Groot?
Yeah.
You just want the meta pieces, don't you, bud?
No, because I really miss the cheap leadership. Like, he was so good. Like, Witch Cosmic, 20 points, leadership with 2 pogs that can bring your objects back to you. Like, this is just perfect. There's nothing out there. And Cosmic is really missing that cheap leadership, right? There's nothing out there. I think, like, the cheapest one might be, let's say, 30 now. And 30 is expensive, but it's not even 30, I think. I don't know, 40, 50, I don't know. But yeah, I really miss cheap leadership. So Groot and Mangog.
All right, so we're going with the Colossals for Raph. All right.
Because
Just,
we need more retails.
yeah, exactly. Eh?
Yep.
So I was just looking back, and I know I've brought up a Superman character, but Piece of My Ship Superman, that's one that I would want to bring back because I love playing that one. It was always fun.
Which one is this, Chris? Let me have a look here.
From Superman number 55.
Okay. In the Superman, which set?
Superman.
Oh, Superman,
From
Superman.
the Superman
Okay.
set.
It's a lot
Yeah.
of Superman. Okay.
Lots of Superman. Yep.
I think that set had multiple Superman chases of different variations.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, so there was Superman, Cal, and that was it. Just 5 of them, or 4 of them.
50. What's the number you said? Sorry.
55.
Okay.
55.
Found it. Yeah,
Yep.
found it. Yep. Okay, I can see.
Yep. And just thinking back, the Caped Crusader. It's the Batman Super Rare Prime from Batman. I
Another
used to
Batman
love-
from Batman. Superman
Yeah,
from
another
Superman and Batman from Batman. Okay, that's
Well,
interesting.
his name is the Caped Crusader. There is
Okay.
no Batman. It's the Caped Crusader.
Okay.
so that
And
was the
he
Superman
had-
Prime.
Flocks of bats that you could switch, move around, and then you can put him into the square that the flock of bats was in. And
Okay.
yeah, it was really fun to play that guy. So
Never played that. Yeah.
plus
But
he
it's
had a
interesting.
really good sculpt, I think.
At least the scope is better than the Superman. It's really ugly.
Which one?
Superman's good. It's ridiculous. Superman
What do you
looks
mean?
like. Have a look at the scope of that Superman. Looks like he has a wig or
You're talking
something.
about the one that's
Which
like
one are you
holding the
looking
big-
at?
Holding the big brick thing over his head.
Yeah, it's something holding a book or
Yes.
in his hand.
No, it's a piece of his ship.
Of
that's
this
why-
what?
His whole thing is called a piece of his ship.
Piece of this shit.
S-H-I-P.
Okay.
Yeah, ship.
No, but there's like, is he using what? Is it like a cape or what? What is the red stuff? Is it like a wig?
So
No, it's a
that's it.
hoodie.
He's got like a hoodie. He's got a hoodie
Oh,
on.
it's a
he's
hoodie.
got a hoodie.
Looks like a
yeah.
wig.
Yeah,
They-
so he comes from the story of Elseworlds, where it's a
Yeah.
reboot that they did of him. They did one of Batman and I believe Teen Titans, I think. So they did a little
Okay.
tiny reboot. It only lasted 3 episodes or 3 comic books. But yeah, that's where he's from.
Okay, cool.
And he was like in high school or something like that.
And he looks
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah.
yeah, he looks like Japanese as well.
Well, I think that's just the sculpt there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right,
Interesting.
Bobby's back. So we are doing 3 questions too many. We said name a character, but everyone's kind of taking 2 characters. So name a character you would want to give a legacy card to.
Right. So the looking up, trying to remember which set he's from. Back before we had a bazillion Deadpools. GSX 103 Deadpool. Nope, not that one. Okay, yeah. Okay, Web of Spider-Man Deadpool. The one with the ridiculous regeneration. Like, just because his trade is hilarious. Whenever we be dealt damage from an attack, roll a d6. On a result of 1, he takes that damage plus 1. On a result of 2 to 3, he takes the normal amount. On a
Which
4 to
set is
5,
this
takes
one?
1. This is Web of
Number
Spider-Man.
57.
Yeah, number Web of Spider-Man 057 Deadpool. And it was kind of like, it was back in the day again before there were a billion Deadpool. And on a result of 6, he heals 1 damage instead. So
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
yeah, and I mean, he's not super meta, but he's really annoying, as Deadpool should be. Which is the whole point, right? Is, every time you try to damage him, you have to roll the die and see what happens.
Look, he didn't start off bad either. Running shot, 12 attack, perplex, so he could make himself a 4 damage dual target.
And
Yeah, he was actually. I remember him being very annoying.
Yeah, he's got a lot of keywords too.
yeah. Yeah,
But
yeah. But he's a wild card too, so he could always do something pretty crazy for
Yeah.
that. So, well,
Awesome.
if we're doing two, I also liked so the Iron Man 3 movie set had Iron Man, Iron Patriot in it as the chase. And that thing was always, it was just a really cool sculpt, and it's like a 300-point figure, so it probably would not be super competitive. But it had a whole bunch of different point values you could play it at.
Which one is this? Which set?
Iron Man, and Iron Patriot. So this is from IM3. So this was one of the movie sets back in the day when I guess they still do those.
Okay.
But it was one of the dual figures, so they'd have to figure out what to do for duo attack, right? So
Yeah. So you got a 400-point dial, 300 point, and 200 point.
Yeah. None of them were bad. I liked that it had 4 bolts, 12 attack, 4 damage, and they had ESD, like traded ESD, traded sharpshooter. And then
Defend.
yeah, when they use duo attack, each attack may use 2 targets instead of 1 target. So like they'd have to figure out, they could come up with a trait that could essentially simulate the duo attack. Right? But I always kind of like the idea of the duo figures.
All right. Awesome. Yeah, those duo figures. I like the Captain America Black Widow from the Winter Soldier set.
Yeah.
That was a good one to play.
Yeah. Well, they should, like, I like the idea of having the 2 figures represented by 1 click, right?
Yeah.
Because I do think there's some value there, and you can do there's got to be a way you can play to that.
Well, if I remember correctly, they did a Misty Knight and
Yeah. Colleen Wing.
yes,
The Daughters
and
of the
what
Dragon.
they did is, they did 5 clicks for either side that you can go back and forth on to show that it was a dual thing, right? Yeah.
There is one piece that definitely deserves legacy card is Unseen. Just saying.
I agree. Completely agree. Yeah, no, the meta needs him. He deserves to stay in the meta as long as there are retaliators.
Yes,
As soon as retaliators
right.
go, Unseen can go.
No, he needs to be back. He definitely needs to be back.
Sorry, Bobby, you missed Raph's 2 guys.
Yeah,
It is Mangog and Groot. All colossals.
Raph, you're a jerk. Mangog does not need to be in the meta again. Groot, I'm okay with. Groot, I felt like was very good. He had 25-point leadership that could retaliate and could, spit out
the
his
pogs.
little light thing, the pogs. And the pogs were really good.
Were good.
But the thing is, but he's not. But I felt like he was never broken, right?
Nope.
Like he wouldn't wipe your team in 1 turn. Mangog potentially wipes your team in 1 turn.
Yeah. 100%. All right, let's move on to question number 2. Out of everyone you see on other podcasts or on YouTube in the community, who would you want to play? Let's start off with Bobby on this one.
Scott Porter? Just because he's a really nice guy.
Oh, but you actually played with him, right? You
that's true. Him. Yeah, completely. Yeah, I was actually. I was in. It was in that charity event that they did. I was doing battle royales because I didn't want to get up at stupid o'clock to do the whole event, right? So I just did got up slightly earlier and did battle royales. But he was he true to his word. He randomly joined pods, and he was in one of our pods. I was good. He was a really good guy, and was a really fair player, and was really enjoyable. So, one of the things you could win in the raffle was a battle royale with your friends and Scott Porter. And I completely see there being cash value to that. That would be really fun.
Yep. Well, that's awesome. What about you, Ben?
Yeah, so that's a really good one, Bobby. I agree. For me, I would love to give the guys from Dial H for heroclix a game one day. I've been watching Simeon and Calder play online on their Thursday throwdowns, and enjoy watching them and their casual style. And yeah, I reckon that'd be great fun to play against either of them. So I was hoping,
Well, that's awesome.
Hope one day to maybe get that opportunity. We'll see what we can do.
We can make it into an event, 2-on-2. We'll see who comes out on top.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking, could we have a little match up? No, a showdown.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, podcast versus podcast. Let's go.
Yeah, podcast showdowns. I like it.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, podcast tournament. Podcast
That's
tournament.
Our podcast tournament. That would be awesome. That would be spectacular.
Yeah, so
Let me think. I would like to play one day against Tyler Spies, I think. He's like a world champion, and I really like his play style and the way he plays, like aggressive, like moving to the middle of the table and go from there. And I actually like copy a lot of his teams when I have the chance to see him playing. Like I like the way he plays, and so yeah, basically,
the way he builds his teams and stuff, right?
Yeah. Remember he used to play that Wales stuff, and it was basically like aggressive. And even the Dark Phoenix, like 2 Dark Phoenix, just move to the middle of the table, and that's it. Like make your opponent make decisions, bad decisions.
And he likes to force them. Yeah, I've watched some of his games, and he likes to force the play and just keep the play moving. And actually, I really enjoy that play style too. And make you make decisions. That you don't.
It seems to be all about forcing the opponent to make bad decisions.
Yeah, push that tempo. Which is So that's a good choice, Raph.
Awesome. For myself, I've listened to Aries Edge quite a bit, and I have to say I like the way he comes across. Kind of a no bullshit kind of guy, and I wouldn't mind seeing what kind of games he'd run. So that he'd be my pick. So yeah.
No, and there's lots of great ones out there. It'd be good to play. If I was to give a shout out, I had a chance to play against Adam from Clix, and that was really great fun. So I think we got a great community in general. So just to playing against each other is just good fun.
Yeah, you got to have a good community when you have. What were we talking about before? 10 podcasts / YouTube video channels or Facebook channels. So there's quite a few out there. That's for sure.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, we'll move on to question number 3. Name one weird food thing that you do. As an example, you can put ketchup on mac and cheese or dip your grilled cheese sandwiches into ketchup, stuff like that. What do you have? Let's start off with Ben. Ben had a good one.
Okay, so I really like burgers, so I'm always happy to go out and find new places with new burgers. But my weird thing is that I get the burger and then I will dissect the burger and eat the parts separately for the most part of it. So it's like I get this beautiful looking burger and it looks so great. And probably it's more so because I can't fit it all in my mouth at one time. But I tend to dissect it and my wife has got used to it over the years and just ignores me now. But yes, if I go to a new...
That was pretty weird, Ben, I have to say, man.
Yeah, I did that. We don't go to McDonald's or Home Jacks very much anymore. But when I used to go there, it was like because you unwrap the thing and then I'd have to have a weird folding thing. Certainly, yes, on the spectrum sometimes. I had to lay my paper out nicely and then fold it in the right way. And then, that's I don't know.
I have to buy you a burger now, Ben. I've got to see this.
I think I will actually say probably the one that I don't do is when we've gone to Sydney, because Al and I always had a ritual for when we went to Nationals. We went to one of the burger bars there, and I'd actually have a real crack at eating the whole burger as one thing. But yeah, that's just a general thing that I do.
And if I remember correctly, those burgers were really good.
Yeah,
up on top.
Yep, they were. So, but I do like a good burger, so just sometimes eat them weirdly.
Oh, that's
That's
cool.
mine.
Raph, what would your weird food thing be?
Let me think. I don't know if it's weird, but might be weird here in Australia, I think. Because like back in Brazil, we have like a huge hot dog that is served like in a plate because it's so huge that is served in a plate, and then they throw everything that you can imagine in the hot dog. So they throw like mashed potatoes, they throw like bolognese sauce, they throw like so much stuff that you have to use like a fork and a knife to eat the hot dog. But it's really good. It's just not common to have here in Australia. It's just like a sausage and a and the bread.
Yeah.
And they don't use they don't even use the proper bread here. They put like that's like normal sizzling bread. So like compared to what I was used to eat hot dogs, it might be considered weird, but it's really good. So yeah, I would say like my hot dog.
Okay, nice. That's funny. And I just got to point out, I mean, I would have to say that we are the most international podcast doing heroclix, I'd say.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
I'm just putting that out there now.
That's probably valid. We completely represent 4 different birth countries. So.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Bobby, what's your weird food thing that you do?
It's probably grits, right? So, and especially here in Australia. So, polenta is the only version of it you can buy here. But I was originally from North Carolina, so grits were a staple part of the diet, which is just basically cornmeal. But it's cornmeal that you basically make into a form of oatmeal. And mind you, again, I'm from the South, so nothing is healthy. Which is just, no, dude. The best form of grits are those that include either cheese or bacon, or both, and occasionally cheese, bacon, and ham. So
Oh, okay. You're getting me hungry now. Yeah, you say bacon, and that just flares everything up.
yeah. It's a thing. So
Isn't it fried? Do you fry it?
No. It's like oatmeal. So like basically, it comes in a powder cornmeal form that you add water to.
Oh yeah, I know this, but we do the same stuff, but we fry in Brazil.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
This one's almost kind of like a. And I mean, I always preferred mine dry. You could make them more like a porridge if you wanted to, but
yeah, try to fry it. It's good.
But I mean, really, the whole point is you can't taste anything but the cheese and the bacon, right? So the grits are just a carrier for the good stuff, if you will.
That's awesome. One thing I've started doing for myself here is usually on a half hamburger, I'll put peanut butter on it.
Ooh.
So I'll have mayo, ketchup, peanut butter. If I got the lettuce,
yet horribly tempting at the same time.
It's actually not bad. It's kind of savory with the taste of the hamburger. It's kind of grows on you a little bit, I'd say.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's my weird food thing.
Oh no, I wouldn't be able to take the peanut butter off, but that's okay. I'm interested with that one. We make burgers at home all the time, so I might have to give that one a go.
Yeah, and as my examples for ketchup on mac and cheese, I've done ketchup on sandwiches. I've done ketchup on plain potato chips. I've done ketchup on pretty much everything. So
I've done ketchup on plain potato chips, which have been in between 2 pieces of bread. So
good point. Nice.
That's a chip sandwich.
Yep, that's awesome.
Good old Aussie tradition. Hey, cool. That was good. That was good. Interesting to find out. So we I think we're ready to move on and talk about tent poles. As we want to turn it up and turn the Barbie up a bit more, and let's. I think we need a bit of tent pole discussion. I've been thinking about this over, I guess, the last couple of months, and going, are tent poles viable? What's the definition of a tent pole versus a one-man army? And so I thought we could just throw the discussion out there and see what people have got, and maybe talk about different tent poles you think that could be modern. Is it still viable? And sorry, I'm throwing out all the questions there, but I just sort of want to get the discussion going. And I know that Raf probably has some thoughts on tent poles.
Yes, I have kind of like the same way I really wanted them to work. I couldn't actually, like it's a strange feeling. Like that the tent poles are a strange feeling. Like they are scary when you are facing them, right? Tell me if you have the same feeling. Like it's really scary to see like that long deep dial figure when you're playing against it. But when you are playing the figure, I just feel like I am, without actions enough to do like all the damage that I need to, or I feel out actioned after like, let's say, 2 actions and stuff. So it might need such like to be like a good player to be able to kind of like manage your tent pole and not like get him in a position where you don't have more actions and you're just throwing your figure there to take thousands of like damage. And that's like what I'm seeing like nowadays in the games is like a lot of like small figures doing like 3 damage, but you have like a lot, and with 3 actions, like okay, 3 plus 3, and then come another one with flurry, 3 plus 3, and all of a sudden your tent pole is almost dead with like four attacks, 4 or 5 attacks. So that's my feeling. Like,
so what are we defining a tent pole team as? What do people think?
Now, can we ask Bobby first, because he had put something up earlier, so I want to pick his brain a little bit.
So I think, personal opinion, any tent pole is any high point figure that you build around, right? If the whole team is built around one figure, well, like theoretically that makes it a tent pole, because a tent pole is something you build around, right?
Yeah, but for point-wise,
personally, I think, meta play tends to, you have to be efficient with your points, right? And because it is a point-based game, points are the resource, as are actions. And you have to get the most potential bang for your buck out of the points. So, and I think in the meta format, I think, honestly, anything north of 75 points could almost be defined as tent pole. I think anything 100 or more is very much tent pole. So then, mind you, I think the difference between that and one-man army is a one-man army, you build your entire strategy around that one figure. For example, I think Goblin King was the perfect example of a one-man army, right? If you're playing Goblin King, that's the only thing you play, and you have to basically figure out a strategy that you win with just that figure. You can build other tentpole teams that have a strong key figure, that if you lose that figure, the game gets harder for you, but you still have a chance of winning, right? Whereas, one-man army like Goblin King, or there've been some classics.
Superman Prime.
Unimind.
Yeah, Unimind, or the Spider-Man, the
Cosmic Spider-Man.
Power Cosmic Spider-Man, Captain Universe Spider-Man, right?
Vetron.
Yep. So, I think those guys were more your one-man armies, but I think, especially in a meta format, anything you're sinking 100 points into, that's your temple, and you have to basically build the rest of the team to making the most advantage of that one figure.
Yeah, that's a very good point, because the way I was looking at it was it's usually half your build, and then you support with the rest of what you can. So if your temple's getting knocked down, you need someone with support or some way to give steel energy or something like that. So that was my feeling. But I can see where you're coming from with the 75 points and then building around it. You make a good point, Bobby.
Yeah,
I was looking at.
was...
Oh, sorry. Go ahead,
No,
Ben. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, because I was thinking 75 points feels very low for a tent pole, but I sort of thought, half or more of your team, and
but think about it, like in meta, 75 points is a lot. But generally, that could be like your Dark Phoenix plus your Giganta plus something else, right? Or it's, that 75 points it's a quarter of your team, and 10 takes up. Like if you're going to pay 75 points for just one figure, that figure needs to do a lot for your team. And especially now, again, Perplex not having an effect on damage, if you're going to spend 75 points on a figure, you need to make sure that you can get good damage output out of them, or they do something else.
Okay, well, I guess it's good to talk about that because it just then redefines, I guess, how I think about one-man army, and probably what I've got to talk about later on is a one-man army more so than a tent pole. I don't know. Yeah, I do like the thinking. I understand it. It just feels that 75 points is a quarter of your build, and you've still got 3/4 left to go to. Right? Yeah. I guess great support,
I think I would go more with Bane, but I think we're more aligned on the same idea. For me, like tent poles are like 150, like between a little bit. It needs to be more than 100. Like let's say 150 would be like.
I just don't know if I would. So I start thinking. I just don't know if I think of Captain Marvel as being my tent pole for the team. I'd say.
Captain Marvel at 150.
Maybe at 150, but not at 95. She's not my tent pole.
Oh no! I was thinking about like 150. Because if you play like 95, you can play 2 plus Widow. So it means that you have like 3 tent poles. So I mean it. I don't think that's.
You got a solid tent then.
It's.
Well, you have to think about it. Like, why are you willing to pay 100 points or 95 points for Captain Marvel? It's because she does a stupid amount of damage, especially with the cat, and the double stop click, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
You can pretty much guarantee that 100 points you're investing in her, she'll. All things being equal, she's got a pretty good chance of making that point investment back, right? Same thing with Black Widow.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're paying 100 points for her, but good grief. If you get Black Widow to go off, especially, running across the board, spitting out the minions, poisoning, and then attacking, and et cetera, the odds are that you're more than making back that 100-point investment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, Raf.
No, yeah. I mean, I never had the chance to try her like Marvel at 150. Not sure why. I should, because like it's possible to build around her. Like there's ways you can use 150, and then you can use like Magneto, Oz, and like more stuff. Like 2x2 mags, Oz, and. Those sort of stuff to support her. I think it's but I just feel like if she dies for some reason, I have that terrible feeling that I just lost the game. I think it's something personal, right? So I am if you lost your main piece, I just have that feeling that I lost the game immediately. I said, okay, I lost. That's it. I still have like 150 points, but there are like a lot of supports and other stuff. I can't cope with like losing my tank pole. So that's probably why I never play it. I tried to play Unimind, I think, but it was so bad for me, the game. I was playing against Terry, I think, and everything went really wrong. I couldn't keep the distance because like I think the idea of playing Unimind is like you keep a distance, right? Like you keep shooting at 10, I think, right? But he was playing back in the time he was playing that X-Men that he won nets here, so he moved up. Pop it up like the Professor X with mind control. He mind control Unimind, bring Unimind back to the X-Men, close to the X-Men team, and just flurry with the Wolverines and Cyclops and stuff. So keep attacking. And then Unimind was just gone. Like with like few attacks, he was gone, and I was like, yeah, okay, that's boring. So let's play something else, you know. So.
So when you look at Captain Marvel, I'm just looking at her dial. The point difference, you're going from 150 to 95, is having 3 extra clicks, a stop click, and a couple 12 attacks. Is that worth the extra 55 points?
Because
I'm not sure if it would be.
That's why everyone plays her at 95. That's why she just seems more valuable at 95 because you got
more,
then you have 55 more points to use.
Yeah,
exactly.
to build her up to something else. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's the thing. Is it's like the 12 attack you can get for perplex. You can perplex her up to a 12 attack, right? So in perplex, you don't have to pay 50 points for. You can pay 20 points for perplex, or you can pay 40 points for Valeria and double perplex and do a whole bunch. You know, also have your TK person, your side, a sidestep, and do all kinds of other crazy stuff with Valeria.
Yeah.
So again, in terms of like efficiently using the point value that you're stuck with, no, she's not worth the extra 2 points, even for the extra stop click. Because generally the game's not going to go long enough that you'll need the third stop click, or if you do need that third stop click, well, the odds are you're not winning that game anyway, right?
Yeah. So I guess then there's what's a strategy when you have a tent pole, or maybe we might be moving into one-man army territory in some ways as well. Is it to just outlast? And because I think Raph brought up a good point, just with a one-man or a tent pole team, you may not have enough. We don't seem to have as many attacks.
I don't think there's enough. I don't think there's a figure out there, at least not in the current meta. In Silver Age, there may be. I don't think there's a figure out there that can actually outlast, right? So, I mean, the Don't Die robots are probably a good example of the outlast while trying to grind down your opponent's strategy. And you can do it with the Don't Die robots. I think it's valid because, you got the poison and other ways to do it with them. But, like, I don't think there's a one-man army out there that, for 300 points has the ability to absorb all the damage that 300 points and the meta could throw at it and still come out on top, right? I mean, I think Chase Apocalypse, Prime Vulcan, people that reduce penetrating damage and then have some way to heal up. Probably the closest you can get. Like I liked the idea of Omega. I was really excited for the character, and I thought she had the potential to be a one-man army. But then then we played Beyond Metal League, where you shredded her, where Ben shredded her with just a kind of a sealed pool, and I'm like, okay, nope, not gonna work.
How did she go down? Was it Pulse Wave that got her, or
Pulse Wave got her? Pulse Wave. Well, and that was back in the day of single target Pulse Wave. To be fair,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Because now it's just the one damage, right?
Yeah, she may be viable now. I don't know.
But it was also, I think, I was shooting her 4 times every turn.
Generally, correct.
I was just like going a Domino, a Corsair. And I just kept on shooting and just because then you go, cool, I'm gonna shoot one of your characters, and then it was my turn, bang 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 again.
That common 60.018 health of X Corsair is just really good.
He's really good. He is really good. Yeah, so I think I'm just interested in trying the tentpole. I believe, as
Like,
you were talking about, yeah, maybe in the current meta, it's not viable. Yes, I don't know. And yeah, but I've certainly got figures I would enjoy. I enjoy playing as a big tentpole piece. So,
Do you
is
do you
there?
know how the guys play the Goblin King? I mean, because I know that the Goblin King wins stuff in Bronze Age, and what is the trick to have like Goblin King winning stuff like in the Bronze Age?
I believe it's pick a power is what it was.
yeah, it's pick a power. Pick a
Hmm.
power, and he's, you're running them at 275, right? And you run
Yeah,
them at 275 with either an object or like the specs, or
but
I
then you
mean,
do two actions and that's it. So how that?
right? But you hit and run, man. Hit and
Hmm,
run. So you give him you give him hypersonic, and he's got a
hmm.
7 range.
Okay.
Uh, Hypersonic plus perplex. You can generally pick something off. So, and again, with the 19, you can give them shape change. You can give them, so because remember, whenever somebody misses him, they get a nightmare token,
Hmm.
and then their attack values go down by -1, which it's
Hmm.
possible. It's possible you can just stack
So
that.
might be something with the batteries as well. Some people that might use batteries and this kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
I don't think batteries were
I don't think
around
you
at the
have.
same time as.
No.
I think specs plus, or Goblin King plus a Retaliator plus the invisible plane or other terrain kind of
Hmm.
map
ID,
positioning things.
ID
Um,
cards.
yeah,
Yeah, those
ID
are
cards.
yes.
Yeah, ID cards. Yeah, that's completely correct. So I mean,
Oh
it's
yeah,
he's.
IG cards.
But,
Yeah, probably IG cards. But yeah, might be.
yeah, but I mean, like now of course with Secret Six around, theoretically you could outwit the Power Cosmic, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
But that didn't exist back in the day, or at
And
least
yeah,
was
so you
harder to come by.
chose something like running shot pulse wave for 5.
Yeah. Yep.
And for 12 attack, 5 damage, bang, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Or if you're double
smoking people.
tokened. Yeah, if you're double tokened, you choose shape change super senses.
Yeah, and
Right.
yeah, so that's right. So yeah, so that's why it was so valuable. Cool. Yeah. So has anyone got some temple figures that they enjoy playing, or maybe have been looking at playing, or ideas?
I want Emperor Vulcan to work, and I still haven't quite figured out how to make him work. But like, I think 90 point Vulcan, that he has traded pulse wave, he has traded protected pulse wave, and reduces penetrating damage. He's got the stop click. The 18 defense is not super, but 11 attack, precision strike with hypersonic. He's
You're
good.
you're
And
you're
Cosmic
talking Prime from
yeah,
House
Prime
of X.
Vulcan. Yeah, Prime House of X Emperor Vulcan. So, and I don't know that like the 175 point version of him is good, but I don't know if he's 85 or 80 points more good, right? I legitimately think starting with hypersonic may be better for him.
See, the only reason I'm looking at Emperor Vulcan not being as good is that pulse wave is gone. So
Right.
you can do one damage.
Yeah.
For the extra 80 some points, I mean you do get 4 clicks
True.
with running shot. So I guess everything works together now. So I guess
Hypersonic
hard to
precision.
say. Yeah. So
But you get an extra stop click as well, don't you?
yeah,
Yeah.
you get an extra one. Yeah, that's a tough piece. I was looking at playing him for the Clash of Winter X or something that they were going to throw on, but they didn't go through with that. But I think I had Mother on there, Bishop, and some other ones back before the rules changes.
Well, that's the thing is like I legitimately think You play a TK piece with them, right? Or Oz, which TK or a TK plus Magneto or just Oz, right? So you can get them 8 squares up across the map. You've got 17 squares reach or so. I think you could hypersonic across, precision strike, kill something. And for the 90 points, I think you can pretty much make a trade, right? So, but
Yeah.
again, also I haven't actually. The one time I tried him at 175, and it was not super. So,
Yeah.
And then comes Secret Six, right?
right,
And
that's completely.
and you look at that and say, yeah, okay, like auto hit impervious, 3 damage puts to stop click, auto hit something else goes down to almost like click 8 in like 1 turn.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, it's correct.
That's pretty sad. That's where things get really sad, I think.
Not everyone's going to be running Secret Six, so that's so not every team is going to be Secret Six. That's
In fact,
I think that was
Terry. Does anybody in Australia even have this as a team? I mean,
Alan has a Scarab and he has
they're
a
not here
commissioner. He has a Scarab and a commissioner, so he's not the way there. But
I've got Scarab, Commissioner, Tyrant. But I mean, mind you, my Tyrant is also in a box somewhere between the U.S. and here, so I air quotes have those 3, right?
Yeah, I think for the complete team, I think Terry has the complete team. Just me seeing one Scarab that I have.
Yeah.
So probably if I say no, not from me.
Right. Well, I was gonna say, if you figure out how to beat the team, then you can trade it to him, right? If you don't, then no, you got to keep that trash.
Yeah, he can borrow from me, but I mean, it's so I think he has the complete team. But he said he doesn't want to play. That's the thing. He doesn't want to play. He thinks this team is stupid, and he doesn't want to play the team. Like we are playing, we are practicing. He's playing that stuff, but he doesn't like it. That's the.
Yeah, it's cookie cutter, and Terry goes against cookie cutter.
That's valid. That's generally valid, yeah.
So, and as it's not going to, well, I guess the Clix Cup that they will have in Florida very soon, I think it's in July, will give a good indication of how many people would play Secret Six. And
True.
I think through the Scott Porter event, there wasn't that many, maybe 1 or 2. There was those pieces were played, but maybe not the full team as such.
True.
Yeah.
They said there were two of them
choosing.
that made top 16, I want to say,
Yeah.
but neither of them made top 8, if I remember correctly.
And so I just think it's not always going to be the thing you run across. Yes, if you run across it and you're playing your tent pole and it goes down. But it'll probably be other teams that you like. It's just
That's valid.
Otherwise, I just keep going. Oh man, I'll just always be thinking about Secret Six when I build, and I really don't want to do that. I just want to still build to have a bit of fun. So.
Yeah, but again, like Secret Six is good, but the thing is, might need to go first. I don't think that Secret Six.
I think that's valid.
Secret Six can kind of like survive another Alpha Strike team. So
it does not do well. It does not do well going second against Alpha. And in fact, I mean, like I've played it with Daniel, just the once. I need to play it some more. But his the Justice League, Wonder Woman, Atom, Micron. Secret Six does not do well against that.
Interesting. Yeah.
So Emperor Vulcan was a tent pole that I'd like to try to get up and running. Was that was?
Yes, absolutely.
Chris, did you have any tent poles that you were interested in if you were to play?
Yeah, you know what? There's 2 of them, and I did build one team for Ultra Chase Thanos at 160.
Nice. Yep.
But then talking with Bobby here, I think I'd probably drop that one down to the 110 point value, because that would just give me an extra 50 points for something else, like Mr. Oz or something else. But looking back to last year's Nationals, Punisher War Machine.
Yeah.
That was a fun build that I played. And I know I played against Raph quite a bit. But having the 90-point Punisher War Machine was actually pretty good. And then build around him with Ghost Rider, Shield Diplomat.
Yep, that's fun.
Sharon Carter.
Yep.
That was, I would say, is the quintessential tentpole team. Because it was pretty much all on Punisher War Machine to do the damage. But then you also had Ghost Rider that could run in and do something, which I thought was pretty good.
Punisher War Machine is still really good. Like, I mean, he's
not really good because I did come in, I think 60 something, but it was fun to play.
It's a dice game.
And if I remember seeing on I think it was Critical Clix's Facebook page, there's some controversy going around that Roll20 doesn't do rolls right or some shit. I thought I was reading. So I might have got through the championship.
Yeah, there are concerns.
Yeah.
You know, and then listening to the Critical Clix guys, you know, their experience has been that the dice roller in Roll20 is streaky, right?
Yeah,
which is to say that well, and I mean, and then I don't know. I've not. You know, I can't say with any science behind it, but you know, it does kind of feel like you roll a bunch of 5s and 4s, and then you roll a bunch of 11s and 10s. You know.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's right. But it is Roll20. It is computer generated.
Right.
It's never going to be perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and frankly, you're never gonna not feel gypped whenever you're missing attacks or your opponent is getting clear hits against you. Correct? I mean, you know, we're all like that. Just as what
100%.
I prefer to have like a computer rolling the dice, and then knowing it's a computer, then. Like when you're playing and then something is weird, like let's say the guy is rolling a lot of 6s on super senses, So can you just like roll your dice a little bit better because it's just weird the way you're rolling the dice?
Yeah.
Have you ever had this like feeling like the other person is rolling tricky?
Well, I've had that for sure, but I've also had it where I'm rolling and I'm missing constantly, hit
True.
after hit.
Yeah.
I took my 2 dice, walked out the door of the store that I was playing at, and I threw them into the street. I'm like, not today. Not today, dice. Not today.
Oh, so it's the dice fault. It's the dice fault, right? It's the dice fault.
So you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
But I really like it what we did on Nets, that we use cups. That was like the perfect. That was the perfect, because you take out all the human interaction with the dice.
Yeah, I agree
so
with
that was like perfect scenario for me. Like.
No, I thought it was really good too, and I thought it was well considered, right? And I mean, especially for a national level event, walking around handing everybody 1 die and a dice cup and telling them, okay, you roll your die plus your opponent's die for the event. It was great. It was really, really good.
It was
you're
really
right.
good.
It took away every bit of suspicion that the dice were rigged or whatever. Right? So.
Yeah, but I'd like to use my own dice, and I didn't like that because I don't know. It was just weird dice. It was smaller.
They did seem
my
to
opponent
disappear a lot. I will give it that.
Yeah. If my opponent was playing and he said, "Let me use your dice," I would totally give it to him, because I understand it's do unto your neighbor as you would do unto yourself, kind of thing. So that's the way I feel.
But you're using that dice that everyone knows that rolls more 6s, right?
You know me, Raph. I don't roll 6s.
There's a history that there is a set. You guys might know about this, but there is a set in heroclix that has unbalanced dice that rolls more 5s and 6s. You know about this?
No. This is the first time I've heard of this.
No,
I'm thinking you're a flat earther now, Raph, with all your conspiracy theories.
No. It's not a conspiracy. They even said the history, the legend about this even says these dice are banned.
I can hear the music in the background. The legend of the dice. I think I know. I'll go. I think I know it's the one. Oh, yeah, Chris.
No, go ahead. I was going to make another little joke about Indiana Jones is coming for the legendary dice.
Mind you, I mean, we are all also familiar with WizKids quality control.
Yeah.
No,
right?
100%.
I will chase this
legend
legend of the dice that rolls 5s and 6s. I will let you know because I'm quite sure they are even banned from tournaments because they are unbalanced. So I'll let you know. I'll let you know.
Could I see WizKids producing unbalanced dice? Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
That's 200%.
Like, we made the logo bigger on this side. It looks great, guys.
I will say that I don't enjoy playing against the War of Light dice. Max plays with them all the time, and they seem to roll high infrequently. Maybe it's because I'm playing my own son, but they seem to roll high infrequently. And I will say I've been using so I got a set of dice from the Dial H for heroclix guys, and I've been using those, and yeah, I seem to roll a lot lower ones, but I don't think it's just part of the rolling. But it doesn't matter with their dice; they've got their logo on the one, so even when you roll that critical miss, you go, cool, Dial H podcast. Well, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's Dial H. They're trying to make everyone lose, is what it is.
Yeah, no, that's what. But it's just is
that a shot across the bow for Dial H?
Don't go at them. They're supporting us. They're mentioning us, which is really great. But that's okay. So we've sort of drifted onto dice, but I'm going to go back to tent poles. I'm going to. So Bobby said, Emperor Vulcan, and sorry, Chris, you said because we've gone to dice.
I said Punisher, War Machine, and Thanos. Yeah.
I'm going to go for myself. I've really enjoyed trying to get Darkseid up and working. I like him as a 200-point character. I like what he can do. Yes, he's vulnerable to Secret Six, but pretty much everything is. But I really like the things that he can do. And so playing him at 200 points doesn't leave you much wriggle room. But he can reduce penetrating damage. He's got healing off of Mastermind. And he has his Omega Beam, which I've really enjoyed playing the Omega Beam because it sort of gives you a bit of board control as well. So it can go down. The Omega Beam can sort of go down one side, and then on the other side, Darkseid's moving down, however he's moving. I don't know if any of you guys have actually played Darkseid or not.
No, I don't think I have.
I've played against him once.
I played against you.
Yeah, I know, and I know that we've played. Raph and I have played a couple times. Yes, and I reckon the first time I played against you, I didn't know what you were bringing, and you brought Widow. I was like, oh no! Widow is like the ultimate foil for Darkseid. Just to say, well, you can't use your defensive power. He managed to survive through the game.
Yeah,
but
true.
I don't know how.
You did.
I'm not quite sure how he did, and I think it was a part of roles and things like that. Yeah. And but at 200 points, it doesn't leave much wriggle room. I know I've played it. I don't know whether to say that this is in. I guess it was at the shop. It was a competitive 300 point. I played him. I played Black Leopard, and so that made just everyone else hard to hit Darkseid, but also and Darkseid's just hitting a 12 attack to a 17 defense is always really nice. And to go with him, I also had the Black Panther from the Earth X starter who can like pop out Anti-Men And so then he had Mastermind fodder if everyone came near, but it also had Empower to give him a nice 7 damage when he hit.
Nice. That's a decent build. I like that,
Yeah.
man.
I think he is a possibility. I don't know if he would survive. Again, it's the taking multiple hits and things like that. But I mean, I've looked at things like putting equipment on him. I've tried the power gem, which then just makes him like a 13 for 7 top dial, which you go, cool, if I'm hitting with that, excellent. I've thought about playing this surfboard on him to give him hypersonic speed, so then he can move around. My thing is always he could get stuck. Someone could just barrier around him, and then he's stuck in that spot, and it's hard to get him out. He hasn't got phased. Oh no, he does. He's got his Omega Beam. Sorry, that was the other thing. The phase teleport, move 12 squares, bang. So he has got that way to get out. But to give him some bit more move and attack, would maybe use the surfboard to give him hypersonic speed. I've played him with the spin ring because that's valuable. Because if someone bases you, then you can spin them away from you, and then you can drop your Omega Beam token right in square in front of them, and then roll and then hit them. So, because you can't have someone adjacent you if you want to drop the Omega Beam.
I like that.
Yeah, the Waldo arms to give an extra attack maybe, or just to increase your defense. If you get the free incapacitate, yeah, you could use it too. The other one that I was looking at as well is the illusion generator, because then he gets shape change, and then if he makes his shape change, he gets to create an illusion, which then gives him mastermind fodder, which then gives him the chance to, because when he uses mastermind, he can heal off of that. So yeah, that's really good. He needs support like TK and probability control. I'd usually try to squeeze the WWE ring in as well if I can for 5 points, because then he can sit in the ring, and if people are shooting him, you can at least make them re-roll, or if he makes an attack with the Omega Beam, he can re-roll as well. And general pieces I've been playing with him are things like Uatu, because Uatu's a giant, can just carry him around the place and place him where he needs. Then you've got it's a good mastermind fodder, and it's also.
Are you in favor of like the anti-game, like just playing in the corner or something like this? Because I mean, I saw someone playing Darkseid just move to the corner and put what is the Daredevil in the corner.
Yeah.
And then there's no way you can get to Darkseid. You just keep putting the Omega Beam outside, and then it's like a negative game, like no points, like 0-0 or something. And maybe you can score something with the Omega Beam or something like this. But are you in favor of this kind of game?
No, I'm also. I like to get into the middle of the.
Okay.
I think if I can get into the middle of the board and then start making people attack me, depends on what I'm playing on the side. So sometimes I've tried a Dark Phoenix in the back, move Darkseid out, and usually just they scoot around Darkseid and go for Dark Phoenix first. So which makes sense, and that's why I've sort of put the ring in the center. Here I am, come at me if you can, and see how you go. Yeah, I like him as a figure. Other things I thought out of is if you've got the WWE ring and you've got Nathaniel Richards, you could give Darkseid reversal. So if someone shoots you or misses, you can just run up to them and attack them, because that's how reversal works in WWE, pretty much. And yeah, so there's some really cool things that you can do. I think he's a fun piece to play, and whether he's meta, I don't know. He's certainly, again, it depends on the matchup you come up against. I always go, he's 200 points. Hopefully he can take more than 100 points.
I think you should try again with Starro.
With Starro?
Yeah, just pop the Starro fights. And you can keep masterminding the whole game to the Starro fights.
Ooh, that's a good idea, Raf.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Consider that.
And then you keep healing.
Yep, and I think he's got this. He's got stability. He's got the mastermind. He has the impervious 4 to 6, and he reduces penetrating damage, protected pulse. He's got the pieces there, and he's always.
You get a lot of Starro fights, like 6 around him, and just move him and the Starro fights all together. Yeah, and
Yeah, people trying to avoid the mega beam, and that you can do that certainly. And if it hits, it's always good fun. Yeah, so he's my tentpole, my major tentpole that I enjoy playing. Anyone else? So, Raph, you've talked about Captain Marvel.
Yeah, mine would be Marvel. I didn't have the chance to play like at 150, but if there is one that would give it a try, is Marvel at 150, I think.
That's cool. I'm just branching off of Chris's Ultra Chase Thanos. I was actually been looking at, and because I like Nimrod, so I was looking at Nimrod at 175 and Ultra Chase Thanos at 110, just for, because again I like to have a bit of fun when I play, and with that Nimrod and the Ultra Chase Thanos, you can certainly get a few things going, and it I think gives you 25 points left over, 15 points left over, so it's another gem for Thanos, and a WWE ring, which then allows Nimrod to choose WWE powers, because he can choose powers. So he's always good fun too.
Yeah, I always liked Nimrod, and the fact that there's the feedback possibility, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and again, just the whole forcing your opponent to make decisions that can potentially hurt them, right? Because you really got to think twice. Do you really want to take the shot at Nimrod or not? Because if the feedback damage gets to you, it could be bad.
And I just like him playing with the Thanos, because then the Thanos could at least perplex him and make him power cosmic. So then they can't outwit his abilities, and then go. And then you could do nasty things like with Screet, I'm going to perplex down his defense by 2, and so you can, when you attack me, you roll a low number, I can and you will still hit me. I can roll a higher number than you. Anyway, that's
just got a reply from Terry here. He told me that the set is Fear itself, that rolls a lot of 6s. So if you have the dice from that set, try it. Don't tell your opponent. Don't tell your opponent. Try it, and tell me if it rolls better 6s, and then. But don't tell them. Ben, if you want to play against Max with the dice from Fear itself.
I think I'm going to play Alan tomorrow night, so
Alan,
I might take it down. He might ask, why are you using those dice?
So no. Just found this in the box. I was missing them, and then
Cool. Okay, well, I think that's been a pretty good discussion on tent poles, and I don't know if there's anyone wants to finish off with on that. And
I guess in terms of one-man armies, I think it's fun, like Dark Phoenix, right? Just run 300-point Dark Phoenix, and if you kill stuff, you stay alive. I don't know how truly viable it is, but I'm sure it would have to feel fun to pull off. So.
Yeah, and I'm sure that Raph has already tried 300-point Dark Phoenix.
I think
if he wasn't married, it would either be Dark Phoenix or Black Widow.
No, Mango.
Oh my god, the best maneuver with Mangog was to go to the opponent starting line and heal him to another starting area, and everyone was like, well, is it like the way it works? People were a little bit confused about his power. It was so good. It was so good. You just run to the other side, like Colossal Retail, and then now I power action. And it was like, oh, yeah, I'm screwed now. 150 points Mangog here in my starting area.
Exactly. 350 points of enemy team on the board that you now have to choose. Or 450 points, rather, excuse
me. Yeah, true.
Okay, so, no, that's it. Awesome. Great piece. Well, thanks for that discussion. I really enjoyed that, and led in different areas, but I really enjoyed the talk that we had. I think that's all we have for tonight, boys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very good, gentlemen. Well, thank you. It's been fun.
It has been great fun again. And
Yeah, it's finally nice that Bobby actually showed up finally.
As soon as I move my kids out of the house, I'll have more time for mine.
Bobby, you just do what I do. I'm moving out into my shed, all my HeroClix stuff. I'm going to have a new computer system here in a couple months. And the wife's going to have the 2-year-old and the new baby, and then I'll be good. Just pull a page out of my book.
Nice. Move out of the house. Duly noted.
Oh, the joys of married life.
I know.
It is good. Okay, so, well, we might finish off for tonight then. So, as we begin another episode to a close, it's time for us to turn the Barbie off. And we'd thank you for tuning in. And yeah, just remember to enjoy all your games of heroclix. Any other last words from you boys? See, there was a quote
Thanks
of
for the
the week.
discussion, guys.
Yep. I would say keep your sticks on the ice.
Well, I like it.
What is the quote of the week? There is a quote of the week, Chris. You
I
posted-
was reading something on I can't even remember, but it's from Emmanuel Lesker. He's a chess player, and what he says is, when you find a good move, try to find a better one.
Yeah,
So if
no.
you think you know what you're doing, you're moving your Dark Phoenix up, and you think it's a good move, see if there's another way around that he can go. That's pretty much what it means.
Cool. Well, and on that note, we'll finish
Yeah.
off another episode of Clicks of the Barbie. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the rest of your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Bye.
See ya.
Thanks.